was actually speaking of Ronaldo there, you know. So I watched his speech when Portugal won the Euros 4 years ago, and he makes a speech in the change room afterwards. Very good, like. He singles out. He says, "You, the coach." Like he says, "You, we're all with trust in me, and all you guys here. I'm nothing. But, we did it together. We did it." And he talks about like everyone know like all my achievements, all what I've achieved in football, soccer, whatever. This is the biggest one. This is the biggest one because it's from my country. It affects so many people. It goes on like 5 minutes, but it's brilliant. Like the way he just singles out and makes a real us. It wasn't about him. It's us. And he's like, he forced saying, "I'm nothing. We all did this," you know. Because if you remember that final, he went off injured.
Yeah,
he went off injured in that game in the 60s.
He never left the sideline.
Yeah, and he's injured, and him and his coach screaming. It was brilliant. It was so good to see him in that light because you kind of the whole what it means to him was very obvious, you know. Didier Deschamps. I tell you, his name just rolls off the tongue, and you kind of want to say his name. I mean, with a name like that, like you didn't even, you're always destined, you know.
Yeah, but I bet you'd be winning the Starbucks that wouldn't roll off the tongue that quickly. Deschamps.
Didier Deschamps.
How could you fuck that up in Starbucks? How would they be calling them?
Didi.
Oh. Deschamps?
Yeah. Oh yeah, talking. Yeah, the American English. I get you.
Deschamps?
It's a blatant great.
Tall espresso. Deschamps?
Does everything.
Gundogan going off.
I was about to say him like Gundogan has a name like Didier Deschamps. I was doing one of the games. I wouldn't shut up talking about Gundogan. Rolls off the tongue.
Yeah, but even these. So what I kind of really don't understand too on the World Cup stage is why are you qualifying out of Europe and why are you qualifying out of South America?
100%.
Why is it not like just one giant?
100%. I agree 100%. Yeah, I try and tell South American fans over here it's harder to qualify out of Europe because there's better countries at soccer. So there's a lot of countries that don't get to the World Cup would probably be half of the South American teams easily.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? They're very lucky that they're in the continents where there's just a lot of weaker teams.
And there's only a few nations. Like, I mean, look at the Copa America.
Yeah.
There's not a.
I could see them doing it. I think because it all comes back to money. Like if you're doing a lot of tournament and there's 3 or 4 top European teams that you know would get to the quarterfinals in the World Cup, they're not there.
Yeah.
Because of the format. They need to be flying South American teams around the world and vice versa. Because again, what if you're taking a week out, you can fly one day and just play them.
Yeah,
it will happen. It will happen.
I don't know. It doesn't help Ireland that much. They're one of the weaker teams.
Yeah, but even Ireland are still brutal. They're still better than some South American teams that go to the World Cup.
Yeah.
And we're brutal. This is always the thing that goes against the South American teams. The top South American teams are very good, obviously, you know? Obviously.
Yeah. But also, you never get to see them play. You never get to see like Venezuela play.
Exactly.
Ireland.
And if they're playing against Ireland in a big serious game, you become more familiar with all these other players.
Yeah, stop playing the same teams over and over again.
Yeah.
Like, where did they go? Did they go Gibraltar or somewhere? You're like, what the fuck you keep playing Gibraltar for? That's one of those names that roll off the tongue, Gibraltar.
Jeez. Like say for instance, there's one of these rookies or one of these basketball players that came in for his first season, and he kept doing bleeding TikToker.
Oh, it pushes him over. Come on.
YouTuber, TikToker, do whatever he was doing. He's calling out Jordan. I'll beat you. And just like I don't know how it was recent, you know. Fucking Jordan shows up one of the days. All right, let's go 1-on-1. Fucking Jordan destroys him. Like embarrasses him.
Yeah.
And he's about 400 years past his prime, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, how disheartening. He's like, I'll fucking teach you. There's levels to this.
Yeah,
you think you're all that. And fucking Jordan hammers. That's scary. That's where Jordan is different than, like, say for instance, if I was Jordan, I wouldn't have the mentality of like, I'm going to show this little shit. I'd be like, I wouldn't. I'm saying this is what separates bleeding Jordan from normal people, if you know what I mean.
Well, he's nothing else to do. He's loads of money and he fucking go teach this guy a few lessons and have a bit of fun while he was doing it.
Yeah, but he also took the risk of looking like a dope Your man destroys Jordan.
He probably seen some of his videos and thought,
But
this guy has no clue.
Maybe, but he has this. But he just has that in him.
Yeah.
I think if he was 90, he'd probably still show up for a game. That's what Maradona. That's the pitches Maradona played on. You know, or Georgie Best, or all these greats back when there's no pitches and they're controlling the ball for fun.
Yeah.
Current players are playing on snooker tables of grass. You know what I mean? It's like you kick a ball that direction, it's going that direction.
Like golf and green, yeah.
Yeah. Literally, you look and you notice a bubble on the pitch. They were guiding the past bubbles and shit. You should be thinking of that.
Yeah.
You watch
Then they'll tell you, well, I don't know, they were playing in this game today.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, nice.
You watch Maradona's famous goal against England, the second one, and he dribbles it, and the part of the dribble where he shifts onto his left, it bobbles, and he's controlling the bobble, just fractionally. It's like, and he's pelting it, sprinting, like it's just off the wall of control, like.
Yeah. So basically, the first thing you want to do as a defender when you get on the pitch is fucking dig your heels in a load of spots.
Well, I've seen Peter Reid played midfield for England in that game, and
Out there with a golf club beforehand.
he was asked about that goal. So because you see him jogging back, you know, and he's asked about, so what happened when you tackle him? And he's like, are you fucking kidding me? I was trying my fucking hardest, my lungs were hanging out. And there was Maradona, he says, he just gliding by me. He says he was that good. He says, you don't realise how fast and calm and stamina, the stuff that never gets explained, stamina and fitness and all. And he was one of the fittest players with everything that time. Like in England, he was so fit. And he said he was goosed, like gone. And he says, I would have broken his legs if I got up to him. And you see the footage of it. And Maradona looks like he's gliding by everyone.